Day 3 of the 2025 Tournoi Maurice Ravello. And Group A resumes today here in Avignon. Later today we have France against Mali, but first up it is Panama against Saudi Arabia. Panama, who won their opening match, beating Mali by 2-1. Saudi Arabia, who lost by the same scoreline to France. Both those matches in Fos-sur-Mer on Monday. Team news after the two national anthems.
L'hymne du Panama.
It's a warm afternoon in Avignon in the south of France as Group A resumes at the 2025 Tournoi Maurice Ravello, formerly known as the Toulon tournament. Panama, 3 points from their opening match. Saudi Arabia, no points so far. So victory essential for Saudi Arabia this afternoon. 7 changes to the Panama team from the side that started the 2-1 victory over Mali 3 days ago. Goalkeeper Cecilio Burgess and central defenders Krug Martin and captain Ariel Arroyo are 3 of the 4 who keep their place, along with midfielder Blas Perez. Carlo Caragni, who's with Stuttgart in Germany, will play a pivotal role up front. The goal scorers against Mali, Gustavo Herrera and Rahin Coelho, are both on the bench, and this selection means that 20 of the 22 players in the Panama squad will have seen some action on the pitch. It is going to be one of those afternoons where there will be opportunities to take on water at many cases. Emmanuel Rusta is our referee from Albania. And there is Abdul Malik Al Oyari on the left and Ariel Arroyo on the right.
So, which? The side of the ball. Okay, which side? Okay, good luck. Good luck, guys. Yep. Huh.
3 changes for Saudi Arabia, including in goal, where Osama Al-Mamesh replaces Turkey Balawish. Mohamed Banawi and Abdel Aziz El Alawi also come in. Saudi Arabia looking to get their first points in Group A. Abdullah Radif scored the penalty against France to put his team in front but the strikers subsequently missed two great chances to extend that lead when clear with only the goalkeeper to beat. Abdelmalik Al Oyari is a combative captain who leads by example. And there was a signing this week for Al Nassr for the midfielder Abdelmalik Al Jabbar. So these are replacements available today to both of these teams. Luigi Di Biagio there, the former Italian international in charge of Saudi Arabia. Changing goal, Osama Al Mamesh coming in at the back for Saudi Arabia. Everybody just a little early in their places. Kickoff was supposed to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, local time, but was delayed until 2:15 because the Saudi Arabia team were stuck in traffic with the 4 different venues that are being used for the principal matches here. Teams do have to travel between the various conurbations here in the south of France, and certainly our journey up from Aix-en-Provence was delayed a little bit by roadworks. Saudi Arabia hit much more badly. A reminder of the format then in this tournament: 2 groups of 4 teams this year, and the top 2 in each group go through to the semi-finals. Saudi Arabia get us underway then on day 3 of the Tournoi Maurice Revello here in the south of France, the prestigious tournament formerly known as the Toulon tournament for young players in its 51st edition, and we will have a different name on the trophy this year. Ukraine, who won it last year, aren't here to defend the title they won 12 months ago. Panama in the all red then, kicking from right to left in this opening half. On a rather hot afternoon. Play back here to Martin. Quite noticeable that Panama rather, with all the changes that they've made, have kept the goalkeeper and the 2 central defenders in their side. Looking for solidity at the back in central defence. Panama, who were 2-0 up against Mali before conceding a goal, but they held on for victory. Panama making their 4th appearance in this tournament, their 4th appearance in a row. They made their debut back in 2022, the same year that Saudi Arabia made their first appearance. And they too, like Panama, competing for the 4th year in succession. And these 2 teams actually met last year in the match to determine 7th and 8th. Finished as a draw, 1-1, and it went to a penalty shootout, which Panama won by 4-3. Burgess then, clad in the bright yellow. This is Joseph. Little run in field from Castillo. Referee says play on. Castillo might have thought that he was going to get a free kick. Not so. to this near side. Al Jalaidan. This is Al Hassan. Does well. Does really well here. Abbas Al Hassan. This is Banawi. One of the three changes. Knocked forward by Al Jalaidan. Decent ball into the middle. Panama are able to deal with it. This is Al Jalaidan again. Al Hassan dispossessed there by Kevin Bernal. And the foul was by Abdul Malik Al Oyari. Luigi Di Biagio there, pitting his wits today. It's Jorge Dele Valdez, the coach of Panama. Two posed very nicely for a photo together before kickoff. Taken down here by Arroyo. Arroyo again, looking to turn away from Radif. Almost setting Castillo away up front, and Caranye. Again, Caranye was the target. Had he been found, he might well have been offside. Saudi Arabia free kick, foul on Radif. Abdullah Radif, who did waste a couple of glorious chances for Saudi Arabia to extend their lead against France, having given them the lead through a penalty. He was then through twice later in that first half in quick succession. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and couldn't get a second goal on either occasion. It's a good first half performance from Saudi Arabia in that game, and it prompted France into making a whole host of changes at the start of the second half. Al-Jabbar couldn't quite get that. I've got a problem here for Ain El Rice, and El Rice is down. Back up though, on his feet now. Came off the defender. Well, the flag is up on the far side, and it is offside against Castillo. Three officials on the pitch, all from Albania. Yusuke Ohashi from Japan is the fourth official this afternoon. That's a lovely ball infield. Al Jalaidan works it across. Picked up by Al Elaway. Al Elaway. Well, you can see what he was trying to do. A shot back across goal. Wasn't too far wide either. Al Elaway, who was on loan at Al Attifaq last season from Al Nassr, always been given away. Chance. Radif. Oh, what a stop that was. Chance Joseph in the right place there. Excellent defending. Interesting that Chance Joseph has his first name on his shirt, not his second. So, first corner of the afternoon, and it goes the way of Saudi Arabia. Al Hassan has taken a bit of a tumble. Being blocked by Arroyo. What goes all the way across, goalkeeper will get there, just. Now Panama have a player down. This is the reason why. It's Joseph. Caught there almost by his own goalkeeper more than anybody else. Out to this near side. Al was worked out towards Bernal. Castillo. Bernal. Arroyo. Bernal once more. Castillo on the run. That's a corner. First corner then of the match for Panama. Time to send the big men up from the back, including Arroyo and Krug Martin. Both have added their presence. Goalkeeper came for it, header was away, and then it's well wide from Rice. And El Rice, who came on as a substitute against Mali in the opening game. Panama with victory today would take a huge step towards the semi-finals, and indeed might qualify for the semi-finals today if they win and France win as well. That's a corner to Saudi Arabia. Comes off Jones-Joseph. And across to take it will be Ahmed Al-Jalaidan. Referee trying to keep on top of any bumping and barging inside the penalty area. Arroyo involved again. So swung in by Al-Jalaidan. And he can try again. Look at that bunching of the players. Easily taken by Burgess, and a quick release as well. Castillo on the break. Oldemar Castillo. Karanyi with the run into the middle. Back by Rice. Castillo. Oh, it just skipped away there from Carlos Hernandez. And what looked like a promising run forward there for Panama just rather fizzled out in the end. Panama will pick up with their captain, Arroyo. No way through for him. One of the benefits of this tournament is not only playing abroad in a different country and adapting to living for a spell in that different country, but also pitting your wits against opponents who might have a rather different footballing philosophy because of their geographical position in the world. Radif was the target, away by Martin. Certainly Saudi Arabia weren't at all backward in coming forward to try and confront the referee in their opening game. Maybe it'll be different today. Easily gathered by the goalkeeper, Burgess. Perhaps a surprise that Cecilio Burgess has kept his place in goal with Ian Flores available. Flores might well come in for the third match though, because he has had busy time of late with San Francisco. Only Burgess and Aymar Sanchez, defender, have not seen any action on the pitch so far for Panama. Joseph. Bernal. Rice. Looking for Bernal, can't quite find him. Here's Al Hassan. Barnawi. Panama nil, Saudi Arabia nil. If you have just joined us in Group A at the 2025 Tournoi Maurice Ravello. Avignon is the venue for the next 2 days. Now forward comes Saudi Arabia with Al Othman. The best of touches there from Al Elawi. And another chance perhaps for Panama to build something here. Bernal. Crossfield from Rice. Oh, beautifully placed, couldn't be taken down. That is a foul. By Hernandez. Algelaydan will leave it. And now is found. As you can see, parts of the pitch are quite worn here in Avignon. They did water the playing surface around about 25 minutes or so before kick-off. Kept in play by Algelaydan. That was an awkward ball because just for a moment, Burgess didn't quite know whether to come for it or not. Now stayed down as Abdulaziz Al Othman. Rice. Alayari. Al-Mamesh. Given away, picked up here by Perez. Arroyo. Three in the middle, hoping to get on the end of it, but it's hit too strongly. Not the best of balls in at all there from Carlos Hernandez. Well, they've had half opportunities, Panama, so far, but neither goalkeeper really has been seriously tested so far. Header down from Al Othman. Worked across to that far side where El Alawi can't make the most of it. Arroyo, Castillo, Carani. Carani chasing. Castillo now, as he got in behind the defence. Looking for support. Rice will go for goal, and it's off the post. And on the follow-up, Carani was offside. So the frame of the goal hit by Anel Rice. just hit the bar rather than the top of the post. But a very useful player has Anna Rice, who's with Chornomorets Odessa in Ukraine. Just 18 years of age, the midfielder. Banawi. All the way through there for Abdul Rahman. Al-Jabba. Castile will cut this one out. Banal. Could have gone anywhere. From Abdul Morales. Martin. Joseph. Here's Al-Jabba. Signed on Monday for Al Nassr, having been playing his football in Bosnia and Herzegovina for a couple of years. And with that return to his homeland, it means that now all the Saudi Arabia squad are with clubs in their own country. Chase on here now for Abdul Rahman. He's got Hernandez for company. Also across there, Morales. Easily away by Joseph. And that's a foul by Al Jaleda. Rice who's down. Pretty warm on the pitch, so several players taking the opportunity to come across to this near side to take on liquid refreshment. Sort of incident where the referee is quite happy for everybody to come across. We do have a scheduled cooling break. That's not for a little time in this first half. So the highlights so far, Anel Rice with his shot that hit the frame of the goal from outside the penalty area. Lovely curling effort. That was just a fraction off target. Mexico are here in numbers already, looking to just analyse what is happening between these two teams. Mexico, who are in Group B, and they are in action here tomorrow. Firstly up against Japan, and then we have Denmark against Congo. Mexico were involved in that terrific match a couple of days ago in Fos-sur-Mer, where they drew 3-3 in the end, with Denmark coming back 3 times to equalise, including in stoppage time right at the end of the match, after Denmark had scored what they thought was going to be a late winner. If you're with us with that game, you'll know that if it is a draw at the end of 90 minutes, we'll have a penalty shootout to determine who will get an extra point. Arroyo trying to find his way through, can't quite do so. Away by Al-Jaleda, Al-Jabba, Radif. Whacked forward there by Al-Jaleda, Al-Jabba. Oof, nice bit of skill from him to take it away from Castillo. He will work it across to Al-Jaledan. Al-Away. Al-Jaleda. Al-Ayari. Al-Dosari. Bit of space over on that far side. 4 in the penalty area now. Al-Jabba. Radif. Off target. From Abdullah Radif. And as you can see from that picture there, it came pretty close to our camera operator behind the goal there, who had to take evasive action. Banal. Arroyo. Rice. There's a problem here for Mohamed Banoui. Landed rather awkwardly, I think, here, as he went for the ball. Yeah, you can see it's the way that he lands and then is bundled backwards, a little turning of the ankle perhaps. Di Biagio there on the right. Followed his countryman Roberto Mancini to Saudi Arabia. Take charge of the under-21s, formerly in charge of the Italian under-21 side. Luigi Di Biagio had a long and distinguished career without perhaps winning the trophies that such a career would merit. Karani penalised. Karani, who plays in Germany, was on loan at Villengren in the lower leagues from Stuttgart last season. Nice little touchback from El Alawi. Al-Jabba. Radif. And that is a foul. Morales, the player down. Abdel Morales, who will celebrate his birthday, his 20th birthday, a few days after this tournament comes to a conclusion. Final to be played on Sunday the 15th of June in Salon, not too far from here in Avignon. And he will be 23 days later. So 27.5 minutes gone. This is the cooling break. Calling break around the half-hour mark at the referee's discretion. Well, it's been an interesting game so far. Just that one real chance for Panama and El Rice. Panama would seem to have had more of the attacking play at the moment. Saudi Arabia have had a lot of the ball. Never really tested Cecilio Burgess so far, though. This effort going well wide. From El Alawi. That was the closest they came. A kick away from the defender. Jones-Joseph in the right place at the right time to prevent the opening goal. Again, Burgess hasn't really had a save to make. Well, he was, of course, beaten from that effort that Joseph knocked away to safety. So everybody's suitably refreshed. And we're underway again. Saudi Arabia in possession here with Barnawi. There's a bit of a gap at the back here because Abdul Rahman is out of position. Throw goes the way of Panama. Rice. Forward by El Alawi. Al Jabba. Al Dasari. Chase on for Radif. He's not going to get there though. Rice. Arroyo. Bernal. Rice. Didn't quite get enough on it, and Arroyo struggled to get there. Radif. Al Hassan. On that far side, El Alawi. El Alawi to Al Hassan. What a good challenge that was. Behind for the corner. Blas Perez timing it to perfection, and he had to do so as well. One error there, and we would have been looking at a penalty. Corner taken short and quickly. Driven deep, a little too far, was it? No, not for Burgess. It looked for a moment as though the goalkeeper wasn't going to get on the end of it. Bernal. Arroyo. Joseph. Castillo. Keeps that ball alive, faced by Banawi. Castillo's ball across, away by Al Jabba. And a chance here for Al Hassan to break. He was caught. That will be the first caution of the match. And it has gone to Jones-Joseph. So the defender shown yellow. Here's the challenge. Firmly away, Arroyo. Rice. Hernandez, Arroyo. Hernandez has continued his run, here he is. Al-Jabba will pick up. Nicely done from him. Oh, it's been given away, Al-Alawi. Chance for the shot on goal, couldn't keep it down. And he thumps the turf in frustration. Abdel Aziz Al-Alawi. Bernal. Arroyo. Followed by Al-Oyari. Arroyo. Oh, that's quite a battle. Barnaby penalised. Joseph. Al-Ayari. Al-Julaydan. Al-Jabba. Now he could work it out across to that far side. Al-Alawi. Into the middle. Oh, lovely finish. Abdelaziz Al-Othman with the opening goal. It all started with the run forward from Abdel Malik Al-Jabba. And in the end, Abdel Aziz Al-Othman was on the end of it to get Saudi Arabia's second goal of this tournament. Here's the run forward. And look at the top of your picture here. There's a lot of room for Al-Alawi to work in. Terrific run from Al-Othman, timing it to get there ahead of Bernal, and a fine finish as well from the striker. Saudi Arabia lead then, with 10 minutes or so to go until half-time. Panama 0, Saudi Arabia 1. That's the first time Panama have been behind here in France this year at the Tournoi Maurice Revello. Second time that Saudi Arabia have been in front. They took the lead through a penalty from Abdullah Radif in their opening match against France, only to concede 2 goals to the French in the second half. So as it stands, Panama, France and Saudi Arabia all have 3 points in Group A. France to play Mali later today, also here in Avignon. And indeed we're here tomorrow as well for Japan against Mexico and Denmark against Congo in Group B. Garanye clearly offside. Behind Al Othman, easily gathered by Burgess. As it was worked across there by Mohamed Abdul Rahman. Arroyo. Bernal. Rice. Saudi Arabia's pressure paying off. Straight out of play from Martin Krug, from Krug Martin rather, who's with Levante in Spain. One of the few players who playing their football outside of Panama in this squad. Al-Jabba. Al-Jabba was quickly upon Perez there. Karanye. Al-Dusari. Abdul Rahman. Oh, chance here for Rice. He's brought down. Is this the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? It is. It's a straight red. Saudi Arabia will be down to 10 for the rest of the match. Well, the referee's not going to change the decision here. Rice taken out of it there. Jumping in, Barnawi. And that is the result. And it is a free kick just outside the penalty area, inside the D. Might Saudi Arabia have to make a change here because Barnawi, one of the two central defenders this afternoon. Khalid Al-Asiri started in the centre of defence for Saudi Arabia in their opening match. Mohamed Barnawi making his way down below across the track and now will enter the tunnel that leads to the dressing room area. So he will play no further part. And Panama for the rest of this match will have a one-player advantage. Well, it's going to take some time to get this wall organised. Al-Jabba in what's become known as the draft excluder position. Castillo and Joseph behind it. You'd expect Castillo to take. Castillo to fire it in! Panama back on level terms. Oldemar Castillo. Able to put it in through the wall. Did the wall do its job properly? Let's have another look here. Yeah, there was a gap in the middle, in between Al Hassan and Radif. And Oldemar Castillo is with San Miguelito in Panama makes it 1-1. Double punishment then for Saudi Arabia. Mohamed Banawi sent off. And from the resulting free kick, Panama get the leveller. Is he going to make changes, Luigi Di Biagio? Or is he going to wait until half-time, which is, as you can see, rapidly approaching? Well, that will give Panama a considerable boost. So for the moment, Al-Jaledan has moved across to left back, and Mohamed Abdul Rahman has come into the centre of defence. Saudi Arabia with a 4-4-1 at the moment, with Radif as the lone striker. Towards Rice, he was always stretching for it, and never really going to be able to reach it there. And El Rice. Burgess. Panama might be happy to keep playing as long as possible in this first half. We're about to see how much additional time is going to be played at the end of the 45. Hernandez caught there. Referee says play on. Morales. Charged down by Morales. Japanese fourth official, Yosuke Ohashi. Shows us the board. I can tell you it's going to say 3 additional minutes. And it does, as he holds it above his head now. So Mohamed Banawi will be suspended for Saudi Arabia's last group match. That's against Mali in Oman. We've got 2 matches, 2 days of matches here in Avignon. And the next round of matches, the 3rd and final games in each group in Oman, and then the action switches to Salon for the semi-finals, the final and the 3rd place match. Al-Mamesh. Just hooked away by Al-Dassari. Al-Jaledan. Al-Alaway. Al-Alaway gets his way past the defender. Radif saw his effort blocked. Al-Jabba. Oh, neatly done by Hernandez. That's a foul. And that'll be a caution for the goal scorer, Al Ottoman. Hernandez. Cavani makes the run towards him. Half away by Abdul Rahman. Arroyo. Rice. He's a very competent player in midfield there. And now Rice. Rice being held there by El Oyari. Charlie, as captain, is not the greatest respecter of authority. Whatever the gender of the referee. So an action-packed first half. Saudi Arabia almost took the lead, but it was cleared off the line by Joseph. They did go in front through Abdul Aziz Al Othman, but then an incident that turned things around. Mohamed Barnawi sent off, denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, and from the resulting free kick, Aldemar Castillo was the man to curl it in through the wall to make it level at half-time in this Group A match. Panama 1, Saudi Arabia 1.
Allez, c'est le moment pour nous de remercier nos partenaires qui nous accompagnent tout au long du tournoi. Merci à Pitch, merci au groupe Soumi, merci à Olympique Location, merci à notre équipementier Maxon, merci au district de Provence, merci à Sekido, Alma, au groupe Automobile et Ovation. Merci à eux.
Carlos Hernandez is the first player to be withdrawn. Coelho then will play on the right-hand side of attack, and Abdul Morales is coming off, having had just a half of football, having not played at all in the first match for Panama. The change for Saudi Arabia, not a surprise, they're bringing a defender on, Abdul Rahman Al Obeid. There's just a bit of possible confusion down there as to who's coming off, and it is the goal scorer Abdel Aziz Al Othman, who as a striker has been presumably sacrificed from the lineup now in order to accommodate the defender coming on. Away we go then. Panama in red, 1. Saudi Arabia 1. Saudi Arabia will play the whole of this second half, 1 player short. So Radif will be the sole striker. It's going to be a 4-4-1 for the team in the cream colours with the green trimmings, as Panama look to make early inroads in this second half. Castillo on that far side, looking to pull it back, and it's just over from Blas Perez. Panama almost doing what they did to Mali on Monday in Fos-sur-Mer when they scored inside the opening 60 seconds of the second half. And perhaps Blas Perez should have scored there. The sun has just a bit disappeared behind a few clouds here in Avignon, but still rather humid and sticky afternoon. Later it's France against Mali. Might have a few more through the gates to watch the home nation in action. That'll be at 5:30 local time. This match kicking off, incidentally, quarter of an hour later than scheduled. Saudi Arabia were held up in traffic on their way here. Al Dasari. Abdul Rahman. Foul by Rice. And that's going to be a card as well for the Panama midfielder. Caution then for Rice. Al-Jabba. Adif waiting in the middle. He's still going to be waiting. Neatly done on that far side by Bernal. Coelho trying to stay on side on this near side. Not used, not risked. Now here he is. Had to be held up there by Perez. Martin. Joseph works it out wide. Bernal. Koranyi trying to get on the end of it. Goalkeeper is there though. Osama El-Mamesh. Flag stays down on the far side. Al-Elaway. Radif. Al-Elaway looking for Al-Jabba. Abdul Rahman. Al-Elaway. Towards Radif. Radif with a slightly late challenge there. The tall figure of the newly arrived Aimar Sanchez. Now there's been something a little off the ball there. Sanchez involved in an incident with Al-Elaway. With Sanchez coming on, it now means that every outfield player in the Panama squad has seen some on-pitch action. Exception the reserve goalkeeper, Ian Flores. Should be tied in at the back, and is by Bernal. Sanchez. Arroyo. Coelho. Expect to see him get a lot of the ball on this right-hand side for Panama. Sanchez. That was a clear shove there from Aloyari. Absolutely nothing subtle about it. On Rice. Sanchez. Burgess has to retreat. Away by Sanchez. Abdul Rahman. One back by Radif. Al-Elaway. Couldn't quite be met there by the oncoming figure of Al Hassan. Al-Elaway causing a few problems down the Saudi Arabian left here. Just a little too high, wasn't it, for Al Hassan? You have just joined us, Group A. Second round of matches in the group at the 2025 Tournoi Maurice Revello Toulon tournament, as was. That's Saudi Arabia kicking from right to left in this second half with just 10 players on the pitch. Mohamed Barnawi having been sent off. Sanchez will take the throw with Plaza Amador in Panama. Al-Jabba pulled back there by Karanyi. Away by Al-Mamesh. Krug Martin. Banal. Here's Rice. Martin sends it long, looking for Coelho. He's not going to keep it in. Raheem Coelho plays his club football in Costa Rica. Now here comes Saudi Arabia. Al Hassan set off on a run, not used. Al-Ayari, Al-Jabba. Trying to work it through there, but Banal was in the way. Rice. Castillo. Castillo has support from Banal, and Castillo was caught late there. Free kick then to Panama for the challenge on Oldemar Castillo. Five forward in the penalty area for Panama, including Krug Martin and Jones Joseph. Plenty of height in that Panama quintet inside the penalty area. Castillo goes for goal straight into the side netting, and that was rather a waste. And the man who scored the equaliser for Panama. Al-Dosari. Sanchez. Rice gets there first, just ahead of Al Hassan. Arroyo. Banal. Rice. Banal. Able to cut inside. Not the best of balls in, cleared away by Al Obeid. Banal. Al Hassan right there with him. Coelho. Driven deep towards Coelho. He's taken it down nicely. Coelho got right underneath that shot. Aiming for the opposite top corner. See the traffic on the main road on the far side of the stadium. We're at the pretty much at the junction of two important arterial roads here in Avignon, a short distance from the historic centre, with the famous bridge. This part of the sports complex here, there's a swimming pool here, a running track as well, a rugby union pitch. The rugby league has been played here on an international basis. France have played here 13 times. Radif on the chase. It's Radif to poke it forward and put Saudi Arabia in front. Burgess came a long way out of his goal. And as long as Radif could get there first and find the target, that was going to be a goal. Abdullah Radif gets his second goal of this tournament. The long ball forward. You can see the goalkeeper's rather caught. Not really challenging for the ball, and certainly not back in his goal. Might well have been a little bit against the run of play in their second half, but Saudi Arabia take the lead for the second time in this match. The 10 players of Saudi Arabia are back in front. So what have Panama got in response then? Might be one that goalkeeper Cecilio Burgess, a moment that he will replay over and over in his head tonight, wondering if he could have done anything differently. Bernal. Coelho. Sanchez. Taken down by Joseph. Bernal gets there first. Castillo. No way through on this occasion, blocked by Al Jalaidan. And it's a yellow card for Oldemar Castillo, presumably for simulation, trying to win a penalty kick. So 3 players on the pitch now for Panama have been booked. Let's have another look. Yes, you can see there, just clearly hurls himself to the floor. Get further changes for Panama in just a moment. Didier Dawson and Giovanni Herbert, who both started the opening game, will come on. Referee wants words there with Radif and Martin. Coelho. Cushion ball wasn't going to be met there by Perez. Sanchez. Arroyo. A little short from him. Al Hassan. Can he get there? Sanchez. Uses his physicality well there. Wide from... Oh dear, just all went wrong there for Panama. as it stands, Panama, Saudi Arabia and France all have 3 points in Group A. It's going to bounce away from Al Alaway. Perez trying to find a way through. We'll leave the throw for Sanchez. Maybe a triple change, in fact, because Gustavo Herrero is going to come on as well. Taken by the goalkeeper, and well taken as well by Osama Al-Mamesh. Might well be that Giovanni Herbert is not going to come on now, because there's only the 2 Panama substitutes. Activities you can see there down on the Saudi Arabian technical area as well. Panama chasing the game against the 10 players of Saudi Arabia. Bernal. Martin. Sanchez. Away by Abdul Rahman. Al-Jabbar. And again. Al-Alaway. Sanchez trying to get back goal side. Al-Alaway, Abdul Rahman racing forward to offer support. Lovely ball into the middle and tipped over. Radif with the header. Might just have been going a little too high anyway. Burgess making sure. Perfectly picked out there. I think it might well have just been going over the bar. Burgess flying through the air to deny Radif a second goal of the afternoon. Just delaying the double substitution here, Panama. Al-Jabbar with the corner. Met by Al-Obeid. And it came off a Panama player last of all. It's another corner. And Al-Jabbar will trot from one side to the other to take. Al-Jabbar's delivery, deep, well gathered by Burgess, and a quick release, possibly a little too quick from him. Picked up by Al-Jalaidan. Oh, Panama will have it with Rice. Abdul Rahman is there though. Oh, he's taken his shirt off, goodness gracious me. I think we know what's going to happen here. It is a caution. Abdul Rahman. And now the changes will be made. Omar Castillo is coming off. And Carlo Carani replaced up front by Gustavo Herrera. Herrera, whose penalty gave Panama the lead against Mali. Now we can see the substitute for Saudi Arabia, that's Abdallah Sabiat. He's not going to come on just yet, the defender. Ooh, that's poor, Al Obeid. Panama corner, just past the midway point of the second half. Should be the keepers, that is. Change is going to happen for Saudi Arabia at the next break of play. The forms have just been handed to the fourth official. Abdul Rahman. Radif's touch, little paw there. Rice beaten to it by Al Jabbar. Al Jabbar on the end of the little flick from Al Eloui. Al Jabbar looking for Radif, just away by Martin. Al Jabbar, that's a foul on Sanchez. The fourth official's board is only showing the number of the player who is coming on, not the player who is coming off for Saudi Arabia. A little bit of a technical fault there. Looks like it's Al Hassan who's making his way to this near side. So Abbas Al Hassan is withdrawn. Abdallah Sabiat will come on. And in the meantime, the referee has signalled that we're going to have the cooling break with 20 minutes plus additional time remaining then. Saudi Arabia, the 10 players of Saudi Arabia, getting the only goal of this second half so far to put them 2-1 in front. An opportunist goal from Abdullah Radif. Well, what a boost it would be for the 10 players of Saudi Arabia if they could complete victory here this afternoon to put them on to 3 points, draw them level with Panama. Panama finding it difficult to break down the 10 of Saudi Arabia. Terrific header from Abdel Aziz Al Othman to put Saudi Arabia in front. The free kick, Waldemar Castillo to make it 1-1. And then this opportunist piece of play from Radif. Two goals for him. So can Saudi Arabia hold on to this lead that they have and record their first points of the 2025 Tournoi Maurice Revello here in the south of France? Or can Panama come back? We'll find out over the next 20 minutes or so. Coelho. Radif. Found by El Alaway. Radif will look for support. El Alaway is there. Now Panama are back in numbers. Al-Jabba. Radif a little slow to react. Coelho right there with him. Abdul Rahman with the throw. Al-Jabba kept that ball in play. Abdul Rahman. Al Alaway. Almost impossible from that angle. Bit of frustration being expressed on the Saudi Arabia bench there at the decision by the left-sided winger to go for goal himself. Forward by Joseph. Rice. Dawson. Sanchez. Martin. Joseph. Abdul Rahman. Pulled back by Coelho. And now Giovanni Herbert does emerge from the Panama dugout. He's going to come on for the last quarter of an hour or so. Herbert, who started the first match. Panama up against France in their third and last Group A fixture. It's in Oman. Joseph. Bernal. Coelho. Rice. Able to work it back. Coelho arriving. And no wonder he looks so dejected. Now Rice coming off then. And he will be replaced in midfield by Giovanni Herbert. So, Sanchez on at half-time. Dawson, Coelho, Herrera also coming on. Coelho also coming on at the break. Herbert now on. So, all 5 changes made by Jorge de Olivares. Herrera backing in. Again, another change for Saudi Arabia. Faisal Abdul Wahed is going to come on for his second appearance of the tournament, both as a substitute. Al-Dasari's free kick, Radif. Abdul Rahman. Herrera. Just beaten to it by Aloyari. Joseph. Will be a goal kick. This 4-4-1 formation for Saudi Arabia, which they've had to utilise since 5 minutes before half-time, is proving at the moment to be highly effective, although Panama haven't taken the chances when they have been presented with them. Away by Abdul Rahman, Al-Jabba. Throw from Sanchez. Herbert. Brought down. Free kick taken quickly. Bernal on that far side. Excellent challenge coming in from Subiat. Subait with a terrific challenge here. Now Saudi Arabia have a player down and they're going to make a change at the same time. It's Abdul Rahman. Might have to change the substitution here. Luigi Di Biagio there. Those Panama players could only sit and watch. The 11 on the pitch in red will be the players that finish this match. Long kick forward, looking for Radif. Al-Elaway. Al-Momesh. Away by Sanchez. Met by Coelho. Al-Jabba will come away with it. Sanchez trying to get back goal side. Al-Elaway. Assessing the options. Went for goal himself. Again, perhaps a little selfish there from Al-Elaway. Wahed is going to come on for the scorer of Saudi Arabia's second goal, Abdallah Radif. So all three goal scorers will not finish the match. All three substituted. Wahed comes on then to become the focal point of the Saudi Arabian attack. Their main objective though now to keep Panama out. Sanchez. Al Jabba comes away with it. Al Alawi. Al Jabba. Abdul Rahman. Al Jabba, Al Alawi. Will he go for goal again? Not this time. A little flick forward towards Abdul Wahed. Alawi dispossessed. And here come Panama now. Oh, not the best of balls forward. Needed more from Giovanni Herbert. Bernal. Shot can't be got away there by Dawson. Abdel Wahed racing through the middle. Al Jalaidan still coming forward here for Saudi Arabia to drive it across. That's a shirt tug there on Dawson. And it is a caution for Aloyari. Time beginning to run out then for Panama if they're to get an equaliser. An equaliser which, if it was to end level at 2-2, would lead to us having a penalty shootout to decide who would get an extra point off the back of the draw. But for the moment, it's Saudi Arabia in front still. Coelho. Driven low, goalkeeper gets there, and at the second opportunity, El Mamash. Arroyo's ball in. Herrera was in the middle, hoping to get on the end of it. Back by Coelho. Al-Alawi. That was rather a wasted ball there from Ahmed Al Jalaidan. Panama throw. Herbert. Forward by Sanchez. Al Jabbar is there. Just named as player of the match, the midfielder. There he is again. Has been here, there and everywhere for Saudi Arabia in this game. Dawson. Brought down, free kick taken quickly. Saudi Arabia will make another change in a moment, just in an attempt to break up play. As we head towards the 90-minute mark. Coelho. Herrera just ahead of him. Herrera. It's a corner. Al Dessari with the final touch to put it behind. It's going to be a double change for Saudi Arabia. Badar El Omer and Rakan Al Gamdi will come on. Both of them coming on for their second substitute appearance of the match. That's a little bit of a surprise, the changes that have been made here. LOA has always looked dangerous on the breakaway. The other change, the captain goes off for the second match in a row, El Oyari. So the 10 players of Saudi Arabia have to keep this ball away from their own goal. It'll be an end swinger from Kevin Bernal. Bernal again to drive it across. Herbert. Dawson. Bernal's header across. It's offside. Flag raised against Gustavo Herrera. As we go into a minimum of 5 minutes additional time, let's have another look. Keep your eye on the number 9 there. There he is. Referee getting a little annoyed with Saudi Arabia's time-wasting tactics. Clear offside though against Herrera there. Coelho. Tugged back, and is this a second yellow card? Abdel Rahman has been booked already. He is sent off. It's 2 yellows for the defender. He has been booked already. He's claiming he wasn't. So Saudi Arabia will end this match with just 9 players. He might not have taken notice of the first yellow, but 2 yellows equals red. And Mohamed Abdel Rahman becomes the second Saudi Arabian player to be dismissed this afternoon. So the last few minutes, Saudi Arabia will have to play with just 8 outfield players. Can Panama make the most of their 2-player advantage? minimum of 5 minutes. It will be more than that, no doubt about that. Whacked away, anywhere will do. Al-Ghamdi. Herbert. Perez. Al-Jabbar has moved into the left-back position for Saudi Arabia. Dawson. Al-Obeid. Try and slow things down as much as possible. Through to Al-Ghamdi, who looked offside and is offside. Al-Jaladen has now moved across to left back from his right back role. Looking to keep Coelho quiet. Here is Coelho. Sanchez. I have another minute or so added on to the minimum of 5 following that dismissal of Abdul Rahman. Handball. Panama free kick. Giovanni Herbert is behind the delivery then for Panama. Back across goal, just a little too high for anybody to get on the end of it. Herbert. Dawson. Dawson will presumably drive this one across. He's done so. They're almost queuing up. There's an offside flag up. And it's offside against Blas Perez. Saudi Arabia will take their time. It's too much time. Caution for the goalkeeper, Osima Al-Mamesh. We're into time added on to the minimum of 5 minutes additional time. Will there be enough play to allow Panama one more meaningful attack? Or are Saudi Arabia going to hold on for victory? Dawson, Bernal. Joseph has to be hit long. Towards Sanchez, goalkeeper didn't get there. Coelho. Coelho's ball across. Just a bit too high for Bernal. Should be cleared. And Saudi Arabia have won. They finish with 9 players after Banoui and Abdul Rahman were both sent off near the end of each half. Al-Othman and Radif with the goals for Saudi Arabia. And they join Panama on 3 points in Group A. Panama have 3 points, Saudi Arabia have 3 points, France have 3 points. France against Mali to come, but this one has ended. Panama 1, Saudi Arabia 2.
Like, huh?